Well, I made it to San Diego Airport, and the traffic was great coming down here. And I won't show much of San Diego Airport because it's not exciting. But other than that, I have to catch a couple of buses to get to El Cajon, and then from El Cajon to Campo. So I'll film some more on how to get where to catch the buses. Behind me is, I just got out of the airport, behind me is where the shuttles and buses are. So let's head over there and see which one to catch. Here I am at Terminal 2, San Diego Airport, waiting for the bus 992. That'll take me to downtown San Diego. And then once I get there, I'll catch another bus, but this is Terminal 2. Oh, here's the bus now. Gotta go. I got off at Santa Fe bus terminal, heading to El Cajon. And right here is a bagel shop, Bank of America, and you have to cross the street. Over here is another bus to get over to El Cajon. So if you're watching this video wondering where to go, just cross the street over here to those big white buildings, and that'll get us to El Cajon, I hope. I'll let you know when I get there. I got off the trolley over here, came down the stairs, and it's a transit station. There's Greyhound over there, grocery store. What I need to find is bus 894. Let's see if I get it. There it is. So it's right outside this grocery store. You just walk across the street, but they're closed on weekends, and I'm here Sunday, so I have to come back. I got a hotel. What I did was got a hotel, walk down this street to the main intersection, make a left, and there's 2 or 3 hotels up there. And other than that, it's kind of confusing. I'll see you tomorrow on the trail. Oh, finally made it to Campo. This is Campo store, Campo Railroad Museum, and we're going to head on up. There are about 11 of us hikers on the bus from the city, so now we're going to walk to the terminus.
Yeah, that's
Well, made it here, Campo, southern terminus. Be 5 more months. This is north, and looking for the first PCT sign. When you're here at the terminus, go that direction, heading north. You'll see the sign. That's where the trail is. And heading south, all these other hikers, is the border wall. Trump hasn't reached this far yet. When I was here 2 years ago, all they had was the metal grates. And last year they put up the barbed wire. Some tidbit of information on the metal grades. They were all set to be shipped to Vietnam in 1972, but they're designed to go on the ground for the helicopter Hueys to land. So part of that is Vietnam history right there. Let me get some views around this area.
So we put the tent here, right? Yeah. Just go no. With the helicopter to the road.
Okay.
Gas station is here. Ah!
This is looking north.
It's the first night. And if it's available, why not?
These hikers here and myself, we just had a wicked 2-hour bus ride from, and windy road, bumpy.
So bad. Sideways.
Oh, very nauseous. It was good to get off that and back on the ground.
Oh yeah.
So we're at the Mexican border.
Here. Yeah, this is a Mexican border. You could tell where there's been a lot of people over there camping.
Yeah, looks like they're waiting for an opening to get over. This looks like a pretty deadly wall there.
Well, we made it here to the wall. I feel for all the people who tried to come over the wall and make it over here, families. So it's kind of sad when you think about the trials they had over there. This is the new Border Patrol station. And then you have this sign here. It says, it looks like you go down the main road, but you don't. You always have to, whenever you see a sign, you have to look around. Even though this sign here says private property, look out beyond that. And right there is another PCT sign. So we take a left turn here. And again, this is just past the 1 mile marker. So from the road, left. Don't walk down the road there. We go left here. Either way, I get you the same location if you do go down the road. Coming around the corner, getting to the railroad tracks, look at these rocks. That's part of this California is nothing but earthquakes. They say pretty soon that Arizona and Nevada is going to be beachfront property because of all the plate tectonics. Here's a good example of it. Land smashing, pressure grabbing, just gnarly rocks everywhere. This whole land here has just been moving and pushed around. Oop, I see the railroad tracks up ahead. Try and hold this camera still. What I did was, to try and get the camera more steady, I got my trekking poles. I put a phone holder on the end of the trekking pole. And then I have to put the trekking poles together. Makes it more steady. That way it doesn't bounce around as much. And I took it off of there because I wanted to get the railroad tracks. I'm only to mile 3. Oh, as far as the weather is supposed to rain 2 in the morning, gully washer, and then tomorrow just light rain. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to be heavier rains. Snow up in the mountains. But if that's all it's going to give us, it'll probably melt in the Sierras by the time I get there. Finally, seems like it's taken forever to just go 3 miles. I'm losing my touch. Just taking it easy this first day. Probably get in only 12 miles. Gonna hit 12 to 15 miles at Hauser Creek tonight. Have you ever wondered what it would be like just to hike a railroad track to see where it goes? That's going west. This is going north. That's going east. East to New York City. What I'm gonna do is, they say if you put your ear on the railroad track, it's kind of like a telephone line. You could hear if there's a train coming. No, railroad track's actually warm. I thought it'd be cold. No train coming. It's an old cowboy trick. And let's head on down the trail. This is a sweet pea. It's not indigenous or native to California. These were actually brought over by the pioneers from Europe. And then they had probably a house over here in this, there's a horse ranch down there. They had a house down there and probably grew these sweet peas. Then the birds got the seed. Birds came up here, dropped out the seeds, and here's the sweet peas growing. And it's all part of nature, how the birds populate new plants. It's getting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the 16th, day 1 of hiking. Let's see, you asked me how your hair was. Your hair is perfect.
Oh, well, I've lost the comb, so that's great to hear.
If I may ask again, where are you both from?
I live in the South Island of New Zealand.
Wow. What brought you over here to California to hike the PCT?
My sister dragged me over because she wants to hike the PCT, but it didn't take much. You know, I was really keen. She's done all the work.
And where's your sister?
She's right here.
Right here.
I'm originally from New Zealand, but I've travelled extensively, so my home base is New Zealand, but I currently live in Sacramento, where my husband is working.
Wow.
Well, he actually, today's his probably last day of work.
Wow, good.
For all you viewers, to keep you awake, you have to guess who is the older.
Well, let's see. One of you is 24 and one of you is 25.
Spot on. I'm 25.
I thought so.
Young punch.
Young punks. And is there anything on the Pacific Crest Trail, as far as I'm a counselor at a Boys and Girls Camp, and I try to inspire young girls to hike more. Is there anything on the Pacific Crest Trail that would scare you? As far as animals, people?
I think the sheer distance could be a bit scary, but you don't need to be scared of it because you just break it into little parts and take each part at a time, and everybody can do that.
Wow, that's good advice. And
Knowledge is power. Learn what's out there, learn how to manage it, and you have no problems then. There's nothing to be scared of then.
I love that. I want to thank you both, and I'll see you.
I've got one more thing.
Yes.
Be courageous, because I got this free Coca-Cola today by going to do the survey, but I didn't qualify because I wasn't a section hiker, but they still gave me the Coca-Cola.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thanks.
Well, this is vlog number 3, day 2 on the PCT. I'm going to show you the start of day 1. I started at the San Diego airport, caught a couple of buses. It was kind of gnarly, and then stayed in El Cajon that night, and then woke up day 1 from the PCT, caught a bus at 8:30 in the morning, and again, like I mentioned earlier, later in this video, this will be the start of vlog number 3. That was a gnarly bus ride, and just windy, bumpy, and I'm prone to car sickness, and I was kind of nauseous over there, so it was, but I kind of just focused and got over that. Behind me is Lake Marina. On day 1 at hiking, I made it 17 miles. Sorry for the rain. Let me wipe off the camera. So this is day 2. Day 1, it rained on and off. I didn't film last night because it was cold, I was tired, and I got to camp around 6:15 in the evening. By the time I set up the tent, it was dark. I just ate dinner and went to sleep, and it rained all night. But it's a little bit chilly, but not bad. So this is the conclusion of vlog number 3 and day 1 on the PCT. Right now we've been getting messages from the PCT Association saying that they're concerned about closing down the trail for this year. Hopefully not. It's kind of making us all a little bit nervous, but let me show you. Hopefully they'll keep it open. Let me show you a little bit where I'm at right now. Let me wipe off the camera again. I don't have my microphone on. but it's kind of coyote brush and drizzly. And I don't know if you can see the lake. Okay, let's end this and we'll start on day number 2 at Lake Marina.